Calaroga Shark Media.
Hey there, I'm Johnny Mac with your daily comedy news. Ronny Chieng specials out on Netflix today. Friend of the show, Jason Zinnemann of the New York Times, has it ranked as his number one. I'm looking forward to watching it tonight. Love to Hate It was taped at the historic Hawaii Theater in Honolulu, where he had a 5-night sold-out show. In Love to Hate It, Ronny talks about the indignities of the IVF process, the pitfalls of being a man on the internet, American politics, and the place of the older generation in today's world. He had written a piece for the Wall Street Journal and said his first exposure to American comedy was watching Jerry Seinfeld's stand-up intervals on the Seinfeld sitcom. He also watched Late Show with David Letterman, right? We like the same kinds of comedy. He wrote, I watched because stand-up looked interesting. Comedians would walk on stage, talk to the audience, make jokes, and people laughed, including me. Interview Magazine got a good interviewer. The interviewer was Jerry Seinfeld. The subject, Ronny Chieng. Ronny said, I'm surprised you agreed to do this. Jerry said, something about you. You just want to say yes. You got that thing. I have it too, and laughs. How you doing? Chieng, I'm okay. I'm actually in L.A. I just did Kimmel. I heard you did Fallon. I did. Well, they told me how busy you were and how much I should be thankful that you even decided to speak to me. I'm still not over it. Seinfeld said, I think it's time. I used to get this thing I would call a 24-hour talk show virus. You do a talk show no matter what. It could be fantastic, mediocre, whatever. You don't feel good for 24 hours. Do you have that? Ronny, no, I think I probably have the 48-hour one. I get it 24 hours before the interview and then 24 hours after. I'm sick the whole time. You don't go on and be sincere. You want to be funny, but you don't want to just do a set. Jerry, yeah, I went and did a set and I felt terrible about it. And then I watched you tell a story about the night of the election. I thought, that's what I should have done. I don't have any stories, though. I don't understand these shows. What's going on here? Are we worthless or valuable? Chieng says, I get my kicks from connecting to people I only know from watching on TV. Comedians, we have a lot of reverence for history. There are institutions that I'm just happy to be able to touch once in a while. That's why I do it. I'm like, all my heroes used to do this. But then I didn't know if I should do so much press. You're the one who actually told me, what are you talking about? Do all the press. Jerry, absolutely. Ronny, so just to be clear, you're also doing this for press. Jerry, yes, I like to think back to my early days of doing clubs when I didn't even ask how many days I worked or how many shows I did. Whatever you told me was fine. The club owner would say to me, why don't you do an extra show? And I'd go, an extra show? And he'd say, what's the difference? All you do is talk. I came from that. Now the comedians are like, well, we want to know what makes you tick. I've watched the needle go from 0 all the way to this insane place that it is now. Ronny, do you think it's going to go back to where they don't care about what makes us tick anymore? Jerry, yes, I do. We're in the red zone now. I think tact is going to have to come back, and what will make it come back is aging. When you're in your 50s, you don't care about anybody else's problems. Ronny, the thing that irks me is they don't actually care what makes you sick. They're just asking because they're trying to fill words in a column or keep the interview going. Most people don't care. Jerry, I have a new line in my set that I just started doing. It's unbelievably gratifying. It's a long run about what's annoying in the world. I say, I find that whenever people talk, it tends to be annoying. At this point in life, the hardest thing any of us have to do is not scream, I don't care, into the face of anyone that says anything, and the audience totally loves it. Pete Davidson told the Hollywood Reporter he just wants to be known for doing great work, but only every couple of years. Pete said, in The Sopranos, there's this line from Tony that's like, you ever feel like you got into something at the end when the good times are over? That's how I feel about show business and being a celebrity. It's over. When you're first coming up, getting all these offers, it's hard to say no because you're hungry. I made the mistake of doing literally everything. Now I'm older and wiser, and I'm realizing that less is more. Like Christian Bale, he does one movie every 2-3 years, but you go see it. Leo DiCaprio does one movie every 4 years, but it's the biggest thing in the world. It's because you miss them. People have to miss you. I just want to be known for doing good work. I want to be out there only when it's a movie, stand-up, charity, or business ventures. That's when I want to be seen. I don't want to be this loser who just dates people. That's not who I am, but people hate celebrities now. The media takes a handful of celebs every couple of years, and they just destroy them. For some reason, I'm one of the people they choose to go after. It's actually, in a way, a blessing because it's allowed me to take a step back and evaluate things. Who do you want to be? Who are you? I'm someone who's from Staten Island, want to do stand-up, but if I got to do anything else because of stand-up, it's a miracle. I can't speak for others. I know when I talk about Pete, I usually come from a place of like, hey, dude, I'm rooting for you because I see the struggles he's going through. But I guess I see the celebrity gossip part of Pete Davidson's dating so-and-so. Yeah, I've done that too. I get it. Pete says he's very happy where he is right now mentally and feels lucky that he was woken up about being hit on the face with the Hollywood shovel. All right, I found out a little bit more about Nate Bargatze's Christmas special, which is out on Thursday. Nate is about to be massively overexposed between the CBS thing and his Netflix special. We're going to start to get sick about Nate, I think, and I love him. There is a trailer for the special where, you know, the thing where he plays George Washington and says ridiculous and people ask questions and he gives answers, and you've seen the sketch. Apparently he's doing a version of that where he's an angel or something like that. Meanwhile, Waze, the map thing on your phone, I'm a big fan of Waze. They tell us, calling all comedy lovers, buckle up and get ready to hit the road with the hilarious Nate Bregazzi as your Waze driving companion. Nate isn't just a comedian. He also happens to love driving and is always ready with a joke or quirky observation to make the miles fly by. No, we don't want this. No. Just tell me in 3 miles the highway splits and I need to go left. That's all I need to know. Nate's sense of humor takes the edge off your daily commute. No, it won't. And brings a smile to your drive. Expect witty commentary, relatable anecdotes, and a healthy dose of Southern charm. What AI wrote that sentence? This Waze experience is all about enjoying the solitude of the open road and embracing the unexpected turns of life. Is it the open road or is it my commute? Pick a narrative here, guys. As you hear Nate put it, shout out to everyone driving with a list of errands from their spouse. There's no time limit on these errands, okay? You could be gone for months. Make sure you have the latest version of Waze and look for the Nate Bargatze banner in the left side column menu of the app. No thanks. Dane Cook is starring in the dark comedy thriller Boris is Dead. Boris is Dead follows a struggling actor working as a waiter played by Dane Cook, who unwittingly becomes involved in a violent heist gone wrong where his boss, deep in debt, has been stealing from employees and running the restaurant as a front for the mob. Oh no. Josh Blue is at Comedy Works downtown this week. He spoke to Colorado Public Radio. They were curious if his timing and delivery have changed since he started. Josh Blue said, I feel like I've always had impeccable timing. Even as a kid, I could just zip something in with the teacher and the whole class would laugh. I've always had that gift. But I feel like it's definitely evolved and I've gotten more comfortable in the silence. I'll let something ride longer, the laughter go, and then when I do hit them, it's even harder. What's beautiful about stand-up is I'll never figure it out completely. Every time I think I've got something pinned down, something new in the world happens, or something in my brain puts a new connection together, there's no end to this. I have a bit where somebody will get up to go to the bathroom, and I'll be like, where are you going? They go to the bathroom, and I'll be like, you want me to wait? And then I will wait the entire time they're gone. It gets a laugh without me saying anything, and I mean minutes go by without me saying something, just a facial expression or body movement, and I can get it. When they come back, it's like a standing ovation. The people are so happy this person came back from the bathroom. It's really fun. Josh Blue, 19th through the 21st at Comedy Works downtown. All right, you need New Year's Eve plans? Here's something I guess you could go with. NBC announced the Day Drinking with Seth Meyers New Year's special. It's an hour look back at Seth Meyers' drunken interactions with Rihanna, Post Malone, Kelly Clarkson, blah, blah, blah. It'll air from 11:30 to 12:35 a.m. on New Year's Eve. It is unclear how they're going to handle the whole midnight thing. Not that hard. You could just do an insert somewhere. You could time the thing out. I've pre-recorded some New Year's Eve specials in my radio career. It can be done. Quick story there. Before the merger, when it was just Sirius, I used to do a New Year's Eve special, Raw Dogs Effing New Year's Eve, and we would time it out so it aired at midnight. But we learned from the engineers for the signal to go from the computer up to space and back to your radio was 23 seconds. But I can do math, so we used to time it out so it would play at 11:59:37 and then hit your radio right at midnight, and it was kind of cool. And then we merged with XM, and XM had different technology, and so there was no way to do it anymore. So then we just started doing approximately midnight. Their up and back was not 23 seconds. It was a different number. And then they started with the internet, and the internet delay was a totally different number. So when is midnight? We had 4 different answers. Last year, NBC aired Sunday Night Football. Before that, they were doing the Lorne Michaels thing. Remember, Pete Davidson was part of that. Yeah, that went away quietly. In case you're curious, CBS has a 5-hour country music special out of Nashville. ABC has Dick Clark's New Year's Rockin' Eve with Ryan Seacrest. And over on CNN, Anderson Cooper and Eddie Cohen will probably have a couple beverages, as they tend to do. On her podcast, Samantha Bee talked about Luigi Mangione, the guy accused of killing the guy. She was asked about where's the line. She says, how do you know when you've gone too far? I'm not a person who finds murder amusing in the least. That's a hard limit, no matter how bizarre or engaging the details are. You ever watch darts? The World Darts Championship is going on right now. You'll find it on YouTube if you're in the States. It is the most entertaining thing at all. Basically, these guys walk up, the Brits right now are like, we know, but the Americans don't know anything about darts. They don't know it. Let me explain it to them, okay? So because everybody does this for a living, the commentators are like, oh, he needs to hit a 20-20 and a 7-17 to get to whatever the number is. These guys walk up to the line. Like, when I play darts at the bar, I stand there for a second. These guys just walk up to the line. They're like, whoosh, whoosh, whoosh. And they're just, they're pros, but they're great. And then the announcer will be like, all right, this guy needs a 16 and a bullseye. Whoosh, whoosh, whoosh. And it just moves. Now the crowd dresses up like they're on Let's Make a Deal. and everybody, I think they've all had a couple beverages. So this whole thing is fun to watch. High recommend on darts. So a guy's been walking around dressed up as Ali G. It turns out it's Jack Whitehall who posted the darts, the greatest show on earth. Wish I still had the stamina for it. And he shared some pictures of himself dressed as Ali G, getting in the spirit of things. It's a lot of fun. I was in Australia one time for Christmas and just started channel surfing because it was nighttime and wasn't anything else to do. Everything was closed. And I came across darts and I'm like, this is amazing. British comedian Russell Howard will premiere his new stand-up special, Russell Howard Live at the London Palladium, as a global streaming event January 15th on the Drift platform. Drift spelled with 2 I's, I think. My eyesight isn't that good anymore, but looks like Drifts. Drift. Drift. I don't know how you pronounce it. Drift. Just spell things normally. You're making things too difficult on yourself. The 60-minute special was recorded during Howard's international tour. The stream will include Off the Cuff, a bonus program featuring exclusive content. Totally random. Did you watch the Yellowstone finale? I won't spoil it here. I have so many questions, and I was hanging out in the Reddit, and somebody said, like, "Hi, I'm Chris Hardwick. Welcome to Talking Yellowstone." And after that finale, we needed Talking Yellowstone. I'll give you a couple days to watch it, but I have so many questions. All right, maybe Friday I'll ask you about Yellowstone, all right? Did you watch it? Hit me on the Facebook group. And that's your daily comedy news for today. If you enjoy the program, tell a friend about it. But like I said yesterday, tell them about it like in middle of January when the comedy news is back. Today wasn't filler. I actually bounced stories today. So today was not filler. I take that back. You can tell them today, hey, there's this show. This guy talks about darts and Yellowstone. You're going to love it. See you tomorrow.